Just about every business owner I talk to has the same problem. They know they need to post content, they see their competitors crushing it on social media, but when they actually sit down to create something, their brain goes completely blank. Meanwhile, that competitor that you hate is getting 10 million views talking about the exact same thing you do, and their calendar is booked solid for the next 6 months. The difference between you and them is they understand that content is a science. There's a system to this, and once you understand the layers, you'll never run out of content ideas again. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how to know what to post, when to post it, and how it all connects to actually making money. Part 1, the story. Stop thinking like a business. Before you can figure out what to post, you need to know what movie you're making. And most businesses don't have a movie, they have a product catalog. Your business isn't about what you sell, it's about the transformation you create. See, people don't follow businesses, they follow stories. And every post should be a scene in a larger movie. If you don't know what your movie is, every post feels random, and random posts get you random results, which means no results. So how do you find your movie? Well, ask yourself, what problem did you originally set out to solve? Why does that problem piss you off so much? What's your villain? And hint, it's not your competitors. What transformation do you promise? And what world are you trying to create? Some examples of business movies would be Dollar Shave Club, who's David versus Goliath against Big Razor. Liquid Death is murdering your thirst. Dr. Squatch make you smell good and feel like a man. See, the movie determines everything: your tone of voice, your visual style, your content themes, your audience, and even your pricing. Step 2 is we need to determine the era. So what chapter are you in? Businesses have eras just like artists do, and recognizing what era you're in determines what content makes sense right now. So the startup era is documenting the struggle and building in public. The growth era is sharing wins and teaching what's working. The disruption era is challenging industry norms. The authority era is setting standards and thought leadership, and the revolution era is changing the entire game. So how do you identify your current era? Well, what's your biggest focus right now? What are you learning or discovering? What battle are you fighting? What are you trying to prove? And what change are you driving? Once you identify your movie and your era, there's era-specific content. So startup era posts about failures and small wins. Growth era posts about systems and scaling. Disruption era posts about why everyone else is wrong. Authority era posts about industry insights. Revolution era posts about the future. And why these eras matter is because they give you permission to evolve, they create narrative arcs that people can follow, prevent content fatigue, align your business reality, and just make planning easier for your content. Then part 3 that we need to determine is the campaign, which is your current mission. A campaign is when you have something specific to push, like a launch, an event, and a new service, but most businesses treat campaigns like announcements instead of stories. Campaigns should build anticipation, not just inform. Every campaign needs a concept beyond just this new thing is available, and the best campaigns create movements. Your content should make people feel like they're missing out, and missing out not on a product, but being part of something. So the campaign structure that works is to first tease the problem, that can be 2 to 3 weeks out, agitate the problem 1 to 2 weeks out, hint at the solution about 1 week out, reveal the solution at launch week, and then celebrate early adopters post-launch. Luke Belmar pulled off a masterclass of this with Capital Club, where people were literally bragging that they paid for his mastermind because they quote unquote got a spot. By the way, if you're running a high ticket business doing over 3 million per year and you want our team to skyrocket your socials, just like our client Sean Lynch, who went from 12,000 followers to 64,000 followers in 6 months, or Patrick Silva, who went from 0 to 37 followers in 90 days, or Dan Bilzerian, who got over 300 million views in 7 months and multi 7 figures in sales for a Sigma Society program, then check out the link in the description below for more case studies, and also get your custom guarantee of 10 million to 500 million views in the first year working with us. All right, and now part 4 is we need to determine your content buckets, which are your repeatable themes. Content buckets are categories that you can always pull from. Most businesses only have one bucket, which is promotional stuff. And that's why they run out of good ideas and don't get good engagement. So the essential business buckets can be behind the curtain, where you show your process, customer transformations, which are results and stories, industry myths, what everyone gets wrong, method reveals of how you actually do it, founder's journey, which is sharing your personal story, team moments where you humanize the business, and hot takes, which are controversial opinions. How to use these buckets is each bucket should connect it to your movie. You also want to be rotating through the buckets to maintain variety. Some buckets will perform better, and so when you see that, you want to double down. create series within buckets and never let one bucket dominate your entire content strategy. So how do you find your unique buckets? Well, ask yourself, what questions do customers always ask? What makes you angry about your industry? What do you do differently than everyone else? What transformation do you create, and what beliefs do you need to change? Then step 5 is developing your content properties. A content property is a repeatable format that becomes signature to your brand. Most businesses never develop these, so every post feels like starting from scratch. Some examples of content properties that we've seen work really well. One could be Roast My Setup, where you critique a customer's current approach. $1 Million Mistake Monday could be another, where you share costly errors. Behind the Build, where you show work in progress. Founder Confessions, where you're admitting hard truths. A Versus series, where you compare your method to alternatives. Why properties matter is because they become anticipated by your audience. They're easier to produce consistently, they build brand recognition, they can run forever, and they remove creative pressure. So how do you create your first property? Well, find something that you naturally do already, give it a name and consistent format, commit to it weekly or even daily, track what resonates, and iterate, but don't abandon it too quickly. Then part 6, let's funnel it down to individual posts. And here's the actual formula. So every post needs 4 things, and it doesn't matter if it's 15 seconds or 15 minutes. The 4-part structure is part 1, the hook. This is what stops the scroll, and this is the first 0 to 3 seconds. Second is the lean in. You want to create curiosity here. This is about 3 to 10 seconds in. Third is the story, where you deliver value. This is 10 to 50 seconds in. And then fourth is the punchline, where you make it shareable, and that's about the last 5 seconds. So hook type examples that work well. One is the real reason that you're not desired outcome. Another is stop doing this common practice immediately. Another could be, I just discovered something that changes everything. Another is industry doesn't want you to know this. And you can also do, this cost me specific amount to learn. Now, the value delivery is you don't tease, you actually teach. So give away your best stuff for free. Make them feel smarter after watching, include specifics and numbers, and show, don't just tell. Then lastly, how you make it shareable is you end with a perspective shift. Include a memorable one-liner, create an aha moment, make them want to look smart by sharing, and convert back to a universal truth. Part 7, which is a crucial part of this, is the content analysis. So identifying what's actually working. See, most businesses look at vanity metrics, but you need to track what actually matters. So the metrics that matter are first views, which is top of funnels. Then you have comments asking about your service, pay attention to DMs with buying questions, profile visits to link clicks, saves, which indicates value, shares, which indicates impact. And then you want your sales team asking feedback on sales calls and appointments of how people heard about you. And ideally, you're getting feedback that they heard about you from this content on specific platforms. When you're analyzing your content, ask yourself, did this attract the right people? Did it move someone toward buying? Did it position us correctly? Can we make this a series? If it performed, ask what made this work? And did this lead to growth with the right audience? Or was it just complete vanity metrics and views that doesn't impact your business? Now, honestly, this is the biggest tip of advice in this entire training, and that's how to structure your content in monthly cycles. So after generating over 8 billion views across 60 plus industries, we've experimented with every way to test content there is and dialed it into this simplified system that works every single time, regardless of your industry or audience size. So here's what you do. Every month, start by planning the total amount of content that you're going to post. And then from there, reverse engineer it into these content buckets and formats. So let's say that you're going to post 30 pieces of short form content for the month. You could decide that you're going to do 5 questions that customers always ask, 5 things that make you angry about your industry, 10 top mistakes that your customers and target audience makes, 5 behind the scenes content, and then 5 customer transformations. From there, you want to plan the filming and script or outline your content. And by the way, we do this for each of our clients, which has generated over 8 billion views, more than 1 million leads, and won us numerous global social media awards for the growth that we've created. And at the minimum, we have a custom viral AI scriptwriter that we created that's been trained based on thousands of viral videos and formats across industries that are informative, business-oriented content. And it takes the scripting process of what would normally take 5+ hours down to an hour or less, while also creating way better scripts for you. And you can get access to it by booking a call with our team using the link in the description below. Once you do this, then you add a time block into your calendar. A lot of our clients do this in as little as 2 hours of filming per month. Then towards the end of the month, you want to assess the data. Look at the buckets of content that you chose to test and study the data. I like to pay attention to views, saves, and shares. What performed best, what performed average, and what performed worst. And then you want to do more of what performed best, improve what performed average, and cut out what performed worse, replacing it with new content buckets and experiments to test. And then you never stop this process. Following this process is how you win on socials and become a top brand in your category. This is how you find top winning content formats and buckets, and that's what exponentially compounds your growth on socials. And now let's get into part 8, the system of how we make it sustainable. So document everything that works. Create templates and frameworks around the content. You can build a library of hooks that you can pull from, save top performing posts, and start to develop standard operating procedures around this. Now, the team approach here is that you don't need to do everything. See, founders should be on the camera, but someone else can edit, someone else can post, someone else can engage. Those are easy to outsource and very cost-effective to outsource. The reality check here is content is not optional anymore, just like having a website is not optional. It's the modern day form of advertising and getting attention for your business. And if you don't have good content and a good social media presence, people don't trust you or your business. Your competitors are already doing this, and every day you wait, you fall further behind, but one viral post can change everything. So look, I just laid out an entire content system that took us years to perfect. And if you're sitting there thinking that this sounds amazing, but there's no way that I have time for this, you're probably right. But you can't afford not to do this anymore either. Your competitors are already doing it, and they're taking your customers while you're still trying to figure out what to post. So you've got two options. You can try to implement all of this yourself, hire a bunch of freelancers and hope that it works, or you can have my team at Media Scaling handle the entire thing from the strategy, the scripts, the filming, the guidance, the editing, the posting, the conversions, all of it. We only work with high ticket businesses doing over 3 million per year because that's who we specialize with in getting the most results. So if that's you, we'd love to chat, and we'll also give you a custom guarantee of 10 million to 500 million views in the first year, just like Renee Rodriguez, who went from stuck for 2 years to getting over 100,000 followers in 4 months with us, or Patrick Silva, who went from 0 to 37 followers in 90 days for his law firm. The link to see more case studies and get your custom guarantee is in the description below, and on that page, you'll also be able to see all of our client success stories. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.